Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Versatility Podcast. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a couple weeks, but I am back. It is a brand new month of the new year. I still think it's still new year. Third month of the year. We're already in March, ladies and gentlemen. It is March 2nd, Monday night. Very strange of me recording a podcast on a Monday night. Haven't done this in a while, but here we go. I think Mondays usually the start of the week. It's a productive day, so might as well just get an episode out there ready to record, ready to talk about all the sports and some music related topics from the last couple weeks. I have a lot of catching up to do with sports and definitely with the music, so that will come out within the next couple weeks as well. Just got to give myself some time to listen to some albums, to a bunch of albums actually, and give you my reviews and this and that. I will do a couple album reviews for today, but we got stuff. We have predictions, things to look at, this and that, all kinds of shit. So, perfect. Looks like I am getting my package tomorrow. I ordered a couple things, some merch for the World Baseball Classic, which we'll be talking about it on this podcast episode. So let's just get straight to it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna connect. Gonna bring my laptop HDMI thing here, and I'm gonna bring my mouse to connect this bitch, so that way I can just get ready. I don't have to. Let me just connect this here, and then bada bing, bada boom. All right. Damn, this thing's on my neck, itching the hell out of me. But anyways, let's get started with what do we get started with? Related with where do we go? Where do we go? I guess we could start off here. ESPN. Let's talk about it. Allow it this time. I'll just see if I can see myself recording here in the background. Okay, perfect. Okay, bet. Okay, so right now it's Monday night, about 7:30. Some basketball games. Right now I'm watching the Duke NC State game going on right now in the background, so that's just to catch you guys up to date right now. But let's go to soccer. Let's just start with football. And just get that out the way because a lot to talk about for football. But let's just kind of go into some standings. Let's go into the Premier League first, and let's just start talking about it. Within the Premier League, we have some games tomorrow. We have some games tomorrow. We have Bournemouth, versus Brentford. We got Everton versus Burnley. We got Leeds versus Sunderland, and then Wolverhampton versus Liverpool tomorrow. We have games tomorrow. On Wednesday, we have more games. We have Man City going up against Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa versus Chelsea, Brighton versus Arsenal, Fulham versus West Ham United, and at 3:15, we got Newcastle United versus Manchester United. So those are going to be the upcoming games, Monday, Wednesday. Thursday, there's only one game, Tottenham versus Crystal Palace. Friday, there's no game. Saturday, I believe, no, it's the FA Cup weekend, so there will be no Premier League games during the weekend. So there'll be games tomorrow, Wednesday, and a game on Thursday. But let's take a look at the Premier League and just take a look at the standings. Take a look at the standings at the table right now because things are getting a little tricky now. Arsenal is still at number one. Still number one in the Premier League with 64 points clear, 5 points ahead of Man City. Man City at number two with 59 points. Man United climbs up all the way to third. I mean, 14 wins, 9 draws, 5 losses, but they are able to maintain themselves in third place, tied with Aston Villa in 51 points. Liverpool is in fifth, Chelsea's in sixth, and everybody else is just there. Tottenham at 16 is absurd. Tottenham is a really bad fucking team. They've really fallen off a cliff. Usually Tottenham is usually like in the middle tier. Even a Europa League team, they're basically almost damn near in relegation. They are definitely a lot of concerns with that Tottenham team. But right now, I mean, the race for the Premier League, it's Arsenal versus Man City, but Arsenal just keeps on clearing. They won yesterday. So I mean, there's games to kind of go back to. Let's look at the games from, I guess, from the last couple of weeks. So I guess we could start off with. Let's just go back to when what was the last time I recorded? I think it was on Valentine's Day or something like that. Let's just go back to the games here. Back to Sunday, February 15th. I mean, we had games here. Arsenal whooping up on Athletic here. La Liga looking. Athletic Club gets the win. Rayo Vallecano beats Atletico Madrid. Betis gets the win. Valencia, some big wins there. Lyon gets a win. Napoli and Roma gets the win there. All right, on the 16th, we had some decent games. Girona beat Barcelona. That was interesting. That was nice. Not much to say there. Talk about this, the Champions League. Let's talk about the Champions League game. So, wow. Basically, just to start with Benfica versus Madrid. This was a whole game where it was just all over the place, man. It was all over the place. Back and forth game with Madrid getting the 1-0 win over Benfica with the Vini goal. But unfortunately, there was a player that said some racial slurs towards Vini, called him a monkey, and he was suspended for the second leg of the knockout playoffs for the Champions League. And unfortunate circumstances there for Vinny being another victim of racism, and just really ridiculous that this is still going on and this is still happening, and this is now bringing into football a beautiful game, a beautiful sport to watch that the whole world is in on. You know, the whole world watches the Champions League. It's an international event, and it's an escape from all the hardships and things that is going on around the world, and for racism to be brought into the football field, and it's just on the pitch. It's just stupid. It's just dumb. It's really heartbreaking to see things like this going on still, with racism being more potent than ever, and people still act ignorant upon it. And again, the UEFA were investigating on certain things, what he said on the field, this and that. He didn't play the second game to their behalf. They lost the first game, they lost the second game. Benfica's out of the Champions League. They're done. They're cooked, so we don't have to worry about them. Jose Mourinho, the head coach, had to defend his player, or had to defend his stance on racism. Apparently, he thinks that since their best player in Benfica history is a black player, that apparently there is no racism towards the team, because apparently if you can identify one black person as the best player on your team, or has ever played for your team, or is the representation of your team, that doesn't mean that another black player can be treated like shit. Apparently, one person speaks for every black person ever. So if that one person gets treated good, everyone apparently gets treated well, perfectly. So, I mean, apparently, the excuse of, well, I have black friends, how could I be racist? That's just a really fucking actually a retarded statement. Like, it's actually mentally fucking brutally retarded statement from Jose Mourinho, and the complete ignorance of him to say shit like that. I was very frustrated, but this was a couple weeks ago, so I've kind of cooled down a bit, but still very disappointing. Stupid, man. It's very stupid the way they handled the situation, and fucking thank God they're out of the tournament. They got eliminated, so we were able to take care of business. Galatasaray, they beat Juventus 5-2 in leg 1. You guess Juventus is basically on the verge of elimination. We will see what happens in leg 2. PSG, they were down 2-0 in the first 20 minutes. The first 18 minutes of the game, they were down 2-0, but eventually Dewey had 2 goals. a brace, and then Hakimi had a goal there in the 41st minute, so PSG were able to take a 3-2 win in the first leg. Borussia Dortmund took a 2-0 win over Atalanta. Some games here, but we don't care. Wednesday, we had more games. Newcastle putting it on Korabag 6-1. That's light work. Bodo and Glimt defeating the runner-ups last year in the Champions League 3-1 over Inter Milan. At home, man, that Bodo and Glimt team. I'll talk a little bit more about Bodo and Glimt once we look at the round of 16 bracket. I do want to talk a little bit about Bodo and Glimt, but just once we get to the bracket, I'll talk a little bit more about it. But that was that. A tie between Club Burger King and Atletico Madrid 3-3, and then Leverkusen gets a win over Olympiacos. A draw between the best team in the Premier League and the worst team in the Premier League. How the fuck did this happen? Wow. A 2-2 draw from the best and the worst team in the league. That's crazy. Villarreal gets a win over Levante. Women's Real Madrid team books a quarterfinal spot with Barcelona. They're fucked. I just know that already. Anyways, Thursday, female Champions Leagues, we had Man United defeating Atletico Madrid. Wolfsburg beating this and that. Europa Liga. I don't watch the Europa Liga, so we're just going to ignore that. Athletic Club beats Elche. Mainz and Hamburg gets a draw. Some more games here. We don't need to go back to that. Man City defeats Newcastle 2-1. Aston Villa Leeds United 1-1. Brighton and Brentford 2-0 win. Chelsea and Burnley had a draw. West Ham and Bournemouth had a draw. Osasuna defeated Real Madrid. Not going to talk about it. Real Sociedad versus Real Oviedo had a draw. Same with Betis and Vallecano also had a 1-1 draw. Atletico Madrid defeated Espanyol 4-2. Now the MLS season started a couple weeks ago. Inter Miami, the defending champions, gets destroyed in LA on opening day. 3-0 in LA. Brutal. St. Louis Charlotte tie. Cincinnati Atlanta 2-0 win for Cincinnati. DC United defeats the Union 1-0. The Red Bulls beat Orlando City 2-1. The Whitecaps beat Vancouver 1-0. 2-2 draw for Austin and Minnesota. A 3-2 win for Dallas over Toronto. Dynamo defeats the Fire 2-1. Nashville defeats New England 4-1. The Portland Timbers defeat the Columbus Crew 3-2. San Diego 5-0 gets the win over Montreal. San Jose Earthquakes get a 3-0 win over the Kansas City Sporting. Bayern gets the win. Union Berlin, gets the win. Augsburg gets the win. And then 2 draws between Cologne and Hoffenberg, and then Borussia Dortmund Leipzig. Inter Milan gets the win over Lecce. Como gets the win over Juventus. A draw here with Lazio and Cagliari. Al Nassr keep on winning. They keep on winning 4-0. They haven't lost since that game that they lost to Al Hilal, which they had a draw in this game. I'll talk a little bit more about Al Nassr. Actually, let's just get Al Nassr out the way because they're a team that right now looking pretty good. They're right now first in the Saudi Pro League, 61 points. Al Hilal at 59 points. Al Hilal at 58 points. Qasaya at 54. And then everybody else is just, they're fucked. I mean, the race is really between these three teams, Nasir, Ali, and Hilal. 3 solid teams that are, going back and forth and see who's going to take it. Who is going to take it? I wanted to see what's their next game. They had a win over on Saturday, I believe, as well. They also beat, who did they beat? They beat Al Fahia. Feiha. They beat a Feiha. They haven't lost a game since January 12th, right? Yeah, they won. Yeah, they haven't lost a game since January 12th, so they've been on a roll. So they have another game. Their next game will be on Saturday at 2 p.m. against Noem. I think they had another game supposedly on Wednesday, but it got postponed for some reason. So, yep. So right now they only have 3 games set for the month of March. They have 4 games for April and 4 games for May at the time of this recording. Maybe they'll get more games since they're in a little tournament here with the Champions League too. If they keep moving on, of course, they'll have more games to worry about. But Al-Nassr looking pretty sharp right now. Cristiano Ronaldo, I think, is he's like 40-something goals away from 1,000 career goals. So every game, it's worth watching Al-Nassr play just to get closer to Ronaldo getting to 1,000 career goals. I mean, that's really why we're really watching these games for. It's just for Ronaldo. Let's just be real. PSG bounces back. They go back in the top of the league. Barcola had a goal. Ramos and Dewey had a goal. 3-0 win for PSG there. Back to Sunday, the 22nd. Crystal Palace had a win. Liverpool had a win against Nottingham Forest. Why is it doing that? Why is it like glitching? Okay, I don't know why it's just okay. Anyways, I don't know why it was just refreshing and it going back to today's games, but why is it doing that? My goodness, this is ridiculous. This is frustrating. Arsenal, you know what? I'm done with this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's where we're at right now. That's where we're at right now. Now let's get back to the leg two games. Fuck this shit. Atletico Madrid, they beat Club Burger King. So they move on to the round of 16 of the knockout stage in the Champions League. Then we have Leverkusen, didn't get the win in the second game, but 2-0, they advance and aggregate. Bodo and Glimt, they win against Inter Milan again, 2-1 this time in the San Sireno. They win 5-2 and advance in aggregate. And then Newcastle wins against Quarterback 3-2, 9-3 in aggregate. So Newcastle, Bodo and Glimt, Bayer Leverkusen, and Atletico Madrid move on to the round of 16 in the UEFA Champions League. And then the games on Wednesday. Real Madrid wins 2-1 by a goal by Vinny and Chalmeni. Got a goal. 3-1, we advance and aggregate. We move on to the round of 16. Atalanta moves on and shock Borussia Dortmund, wins 4-1, and they get a late penalty to move on and beat them by 1 goal, 4-3 in aggregate. They scored all 4 goals in this game while they were down 3-1 in the first game. So major comeback. Speaking of comeback that almost happened, Juventus ended up tying it 3-3 in aggregate, or excuse me, it was what? I think it was what? Like 5-5 it was 5-5 in aggregate, but then eventually it was 3-0 in the game, and then Galatasaray got the win through aggregate 7-5. Obviously they still lost the game 3-2, but I mean obviously they move on. So shout out to them. And then PSG, they had a draw against Monaco, but they win 5-4 in aggregate. PSG, Galatasaray, Atalanta, and Real Madrid move on to the round of 16 of the Champions League. Then we had more games here. Thursday, Inter Miami had a friendly game against Independiente de Real in Puerto Rico. They won 2-1. Shout out to them. This is Europa Liga. Let's just move on from that. Wolverhampton, they defeat Aston Villa 2-0. The worst team in the Premier League. They got to win. That's insane. Levante beats Alaves. Amazing. Augsburg defeats Cologne. Awesome. A tie here, blah, 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 blah. Al Hilal gets a win there. Now let's get to Saturday's games. Man City defeats Leeds United, beating 1-0. Bournemouth versus Sunderland, 1-1 draw. Brentford versus Burnley. Brentford ended up taking the win, 4-3. Liverpool defeats West Ham United 5-2. Newcastle loses to Everton 3-2. In La Liga, Real Sociedad wins 1-0. Athletic Club and Vallecano had a draw. Barcelona dominates. Lamine Yamal had a hat trick. 3 of them hoes. And powers up Barcelona with a 4-1 victory. Shout out Lewandowski, also had a late goal as well. Atletico Madrid come back, gets a late winning goal by Julian Alvarez in the added time winner, beats Real Oviedo. In the Bundesliga, we had this team win. We had Pauli win. We had Bremen win. We had a tie between Leverkusen and Mainz. And then we had basically a Classico, or the best matchup in Germany, the two best German teams, Borussia Dortmund versus Bayern Munich. And Bayern Munich gets the win 3-2. 2 goals for Harry Kane. And then Kimmich with the game-winning goal. Phenomenal volley. One of the best games I've seen this year. This was a good-ass game. In MLS, week 2, match day 2, Chicago Fire defeats Montreal 3-0. New York Red Bull defeats New England 1-0. Colorado Rapids defeats the Timbers 2-0. Minnesota gets the win. Cincinnati loses. Real Salt Lake defeats Seattle 2-1. San Jose defeats Atlanta 2-0. FC Dallas drew with Nashville. LAFC had another win, this time on the road against Houston. A draw between Sporting Kansas City and Columbus. And then 2 3-0 wins with Vancouver beating Toronto and LA Galaxy defeating Charlotte. In the Serie A, Como won, Napoli won, Inter Milan won. In the League One, PSG got the win, Monaco got the win, and then Stade got the win there. Then the games from yesterday, Sunday. In the MLS, we had Inter Miami comeback win. They were down 2-0, and Lionel Messi had a fucking phenomenal game. Had a brace, had 2 goals in this game, had a free kick. I think it was his 70th career free kick. And he's since 2018, he's had more career field free kicks. Oh, he's made more free kicks than he has made penalties in the last 8 years. Unbelievable stuff for Lionel Messi, the greatest soccer player of all time, debatably. And just gives Miami their first win of the season after losing rough last week against LA. So gets the nice win against Orlando, overcoming a 2-0 comeback. The remontada was working for them. Austin defeats DC United 1-0. The Philadelphia Union are 0-2 already. They lose to New York City FC in a late stunner. A stoppage time goal from Tavon Gray. 2-1 New York takes the win. And then San Diego defeats St. Louis City 2-0. In the Premier League, we had Brighton beating Nottingham Castle 2-1. Fulham beating Tottenham 2-1. Man City. Why do I keep saying Man City? Man United defeats Crystal Palace 2-1. Arsenal defeats Chelsea 2-1. 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. Wow. Very self-explanatory. Elche and Espanyol had a 2-2 draw. Valencia beats Osasuna. Real Betis and Sevilla had a 2-2 draw. Celtic Vigo had a 2-1 win over Girona. Leipzig got a 2-1 win over Hamburg. Frankfurt got a 2-0 win over Freiburg. And then Stuttgart defeats Wolfsburg 4-0. In the She Believes Cup, Canada dominates over Colombia. Colombia played a terrible fucking game in this game. The goalie sucked ass. The goalie played like shit. So Colombia, let's see if they can step up in the next game. United States. It's the United States. It's the women's team. They're really good. 2 win in goals for the United States defeating Argentina 2-0. The only time that the U.S. will ever beat Argentina in football will be in women's football. Never in the men's. AC Milan defeats Cremonese. Atalanta lose to Sassuolo. Torino defeats Lazio 2-0. And then Roma and Juventus had a 3-3 draw. And then we had a bunch of games in the League One. Paris FC beating Nice. Lille beating Nantes. Lorient beating Auxerre. Brest defeating Metz. And then Marseille defeating 3-2 over Lyon. More games here, a bunch of other games here. But Colombian soccer. We'll talk about Colombian. I didn't watch Colombian soccer this week, so I'll talk about it in the next one. But let's talk about unfortunate situation with today's game. Real Madrid, they lose. Excuse me, let's get to the other games. Bologna defeats Pisa 1-0. Udinese 3-0 win over Fiorentina. Real Madrid loses to Getafe 1-0 just a couple hours ago. 1-0. We lose. We lost to the team that's in 14th in La Liga, and we've lost back-to-back La Liga games. I'm just going to say this right now, ladies and gentlemen. Our season is over. We are not winning La Liga. We are not winning the Champions League. We are so fucked. Let's take a look at our schedule real quick, guys. Just take a look at our schedule. We are so beyond fucked. We have a game on Friday against Celta Vigo. We already lost to them previously. So it's unfortunate that we have to go up against them now. Man City, we have to go up against Man City on Wednesday. Next Wednesday. We're fucked. Then we have a game on Saturday against Elche. We might get a win there. And then again, Man City again on Tuesday. March 17th. We're fucked. Atletico Madrid. March 22nd. Let's see how that goes. And then we have 4 games at the moment right now in April and 5 games in May. Look, guys, I think our season is over. We're probably going to stay in second place in La Liga. Barcelona right now is still number 1. They're 4 points ahead of us after winning on Saturday. Lamine Yamal had a hat trick, his first career hat trick. We fucking come out flat without Kylian Mbappe, and we played like this. Our defense still playing like shit. Our midfield is garbage. Without Jude Bellingham, without Kylian Mbappe, we look like absolute butt cheeks. Courtois is saving us. Vinny didn't have the best game either, so can't really put too much on him. He's played really good the last couple weeks, but today just was not the best performance from him. Defense remains sorry, and the inconsistencies are there. And then apparently we want to be the tough guy at the end and want to argue with the refs, and we want to how many fucking yellow cards? Everyone got a fucking yellow card today. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Someone Mastuano got a fucking red card. So 5 players got a yellow, 1 got a red and got kicked out. Literally in garbage time of the game. Literally when this game was basically wrapped up. And I mean, another guy also in Getafe, Liso, got kicked out as well. But it's ridiculous, man. We fucking suck, man. We fucking suck. I don't even know if I really need to watch this team. I mean, do I just man, fuck this shit. I cannot wait that I don't have to watch this team play in the summer. I could take a break and watch the World Cup and pray to God that the World Cup still goes on, because there's so much fucking bullshit going on in the world as well. It's shit's scary, guys. What's going on in Mexico? What's going on here in the United States? It's already scary enough. We want to go to war and we want to invade every goddamn country and take their fucking leaders and kill them and all that shit. And even though maybe to a certain extent it could be well deserved, but still playing fire with fire just creates more fucking problems, and that's, very frustrating and just. It's disappointing. It's sad. It's disappointing. And I feel for all those people in danger out there, for those who are struggling here, in the States, in Mexico, people can't even go outside because they're in fucking horror that the cartel or people are, going to kill them, kidnap them. And it's just, yeah, man, dude, the state of the world is really fucked. So, that's the World Cup. We're going to be one of the host countries for the World Cup. But I still think it's going to happen. I don't think the World Cup is going to get canceled or anything or postponed or moved all the way to Canada, only in Canada. No, FIFA is money hungry. They want all of our money, so they're not canceling nothing. And also the FIFA president is like best friends with this president that we have currently in the United States. So it's nothing's going to change here. We're still going to have the World Cup to come in, but at least I am not going to go and spend my own money to see it. I would love to have a great experience watching it on the big screen. Fuck going to a World Cup game. Couldn't be me. But anyways, I am mad. I am sorry. I am pissed. Yes, I am. I mean, the fact that I went from Real Madrid losing to the state of the world and how shitty it's looking like right now, and the World Cup might be canceled, and backtracking and saying that it's not gonna get canceled because they're too money hungry and shit like that. Yeah, we went there just because of this. This triggered me. This definitely triggered me, and we're so fucked. But anyways, I think it's better to just move on and just shut the fuck up. Let's take a look at the matchups for the Champions League because this should be actually. I just want to look at the bracket. Fuck this. I want to look at the bracket because it's just easier to look at. I don't want to look at each game, each of the games. Round 16 matchups looking really delicious. Um, it's just gonna seem interesting. You know, it's just gonna seem pretty interesting how things are gonna go right now. Can we fucking get it? Oh my god. Why is it not showing? Okay. All right. Now I have to click on the other, not the script. Now I have to click on the other tab here. I don't know why I have to click on the other tab, but anyways, here we are. Now you guys can see it, right? Yes, now you guys can see it. So this is the bracket. So as you can see, PSG, Galatasaray, Madrid, Atalanta, Newcastle, Atletico Madrid, Bodo and Glimt, and Leverkusen moved on. So now the matchups are Paris Saint-Germain versus Chelsea. Paris Saint-Germain versus Chelsea is going to look really, really interesting. I think PSG is going to win that matchup. I think PSG is going to win both legs, but honestly, Chelsea can definitely put up a fight. They're a little inconsistent, both teams, but both inconsistent teams. Let's see which one is going to come out on top in this one. I think PSG is going to pull through. I think they're definitely a better team. But last time they played, Chelsea was the way better team. They beat them in the Club World Cup final. So they had that over them. But I think in the Champions League, I would trust more with PSG, the defending champs. And yeah, I'm going to stick with PSG winning that one there. Galatasaray versus Liverpool. I'm going to stick with Liverpool here. I think Galatasaray, great team from Turkey, best Turkish team in the world right now. But I just don't know. I just don't know if they have the matchup over Liverpool. I think with pace they could outbeat them, but I don't know, man. Liverpool has so many great players. They're a little inconsistent as well. They haven't been playing as good in the Premier League as much, but they're a sneaky team. They're a sneaky team that can make something happen. Then we have, of course, the inevitable was gonna happen. Us having to go up against Man City. We're gonna fucking lose. We're gonna lose 37-0. I don't have any faith that we're gonna win. With Mbappe, without Mbappe, with fucking Pele, with Messi, we are fucked. It does not matter. Man City is gonna win this shit. 17-6 in aggregate. And I'm being generous, having Real Madrid score 6 goals in 2 games, because that's not even gonna fucking happen. But Man City's gonna safely, and I mean safely, move on to the next round. So I have PSG versus Liverpool here, Man City versus Atalanta or Bayern Munich. Yeah, Atalanta, thank you very much, but Bayern Munich is gonna whoop that ass. So I have Man City versus Bayern Munich and then the quarterfinals. That's gonna be lit as fuck. That's gonna be pretty good. And of course, this side of the bracket is tough. Fucking Man City versus Bayern, oof. Liverpool versus PSG, oof. And then we have the little fucking cupcake. Look at Barcelona. They get to play fucking Newcastle. They're gonna get whooped. Newcastle's getting slaughtered. I'm sorry. Barcelona is going to whoop that ass on Newcastle. What Newcastle did to Korabag, that is probably what Barcelona is gonna do to them. So yeah, Barcelona is gonna easily, safely move on to the next round. Prove me wrong, Newcastle, but we'll see. Atletico Madrid versus Tottenham. Tottenham is sorry in the Premier League. They have been ass. I trust inconsistency over Atletico Madrid is the problem for them, but I definitely think Atletico is the way better team. So give me Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid, which that is going to be a pretty good game once we get them in the quarterfinals, hopefully. Then we have the Cinderella team of the whole tournament. Bodo Glimt, a Norwegian team they found themselves through the knockout stage. Here they are in the round of 16, go up against Sporting Portugal, probably the best team in Portugal. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a good matchup. These are two teams that are probably in the weaker tier compared to all the other teams, but should be a good matchup. I could see Bodo and Glimt continue their run. Honestly, I'm gonna hop on the trend at this point. I think they have 2 more games of pure beauty, and I think they're able to overtake Sporting Portugal. I think they could win probably by 1 or 2 goals in aggregate after both legs are done. I'm going to have Bodo and Glimt win. I'm going to have Bodo and Glimt win and continue their Cinderella run to the quarterfinals. And then we have Leverkusen versus Arsenal. Yeah, Leverkusen. It was nice, but I'm going to go with Arsenal there. I'm not going to go too much in depth with the... Well, I guess... Fuck it. Let's just do the whole predictions now. Fuck it. Let's just do the predictions. So I have what? PSG versus Liverpool. Give me PSG over Liverpool. Then we have Man City versus Bayern. Oh, fuck. That's a good one. I'm going to go with Bayern. So it's going to be PSG versus Bayern. There are Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid. I'm going to go with Barcelona. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with Barcelona. I think, well, speaking of Atletico Madrid and Barcelona, tomorrow they go up against each other in the second leg of the Copa del Rey. So, and Atletico's up 4-0, by the way. 4-0. So, Barcelona has a lot of work to do if they want to win tomorrow and move on to the Copa del Rey final. I think it's safe. I think it's almost a guarantee that Atletico is going to move on. But fuck it, we'll see. But to see them again in the quarterfinals would be nice for the Champions League. But I think Barcelona would win this time. If they lose tomorrow, that's it. Oh, Atletico Madrid beat them in the Copa del Rey. They got eliminated. But I think in the Champions League, it's a different story. So, yeah, unfortunately, Barcelona to the semifinals. And then we got Bodo and Glimt versus Arsenal. It was nice, Bodo and Glimt. You beat Inter Milan. You beat fucking Atletico Madrid. You beat Man City. You beat a Serie A team. You beat a Premier League team. And you also beat a La Liga team in the Champions League, all within the span of what, like consecutive games, I think? Because I think they're not playing right now. I think their season is done. So they're just playing in the Champions League games at the moment. They play with hustle. They fucking play with hustle. They are fast. Their strikers are really fucking good too. So, hey man, shout out to Bodo and Glimt. I mean, the team that no one fucking thought was gonna be here. Well, they're here, and they're gonna make some noise, I think, against Sporting Portugal. But once they meet their match against Arsenal, I think it's done. So Arsenal versus Barcelona. I think if it's not Arsenal or Barcelona in the semifinal, automatically a disappointment, because you're telling me any of these other teams are better than Barcelona or Liverpool on this side of the bracket, or excuse me, Barcelona or Arsenal in this side of the bracket? Absolutely not. So it has to be Barcelona versus Arsenal here, and then PSG versus Bayern. I'm going to go with Bayern over PSG. Bayern is going to move on to the Champions League final, and then Barcelona versus Arsenal. I'm going to go with Arsenal. And then Arsenal versus Bayern. I'm going to have Bayern win the Champions League. I think Bayern is the most complete team right now. They've had what? How many losses in the Bundesliga? Like 2 losses, but honestly not really bad losses. To me, they haven't had any really bad losses. I think all these teams have found some inconsistencies in some games. Arsenal, they fucking lost to Wolverhampton. And look, there's going to be games where, yeah, it's not every game they're going to be up to par and they're going to beat all the good teams. Sometimes they're going to lose to a shit team. But Bayern has been probably the best and complete team in all of Europe. There's inconsistencies with PSG and with Chelsea and with Real Madrid. And Man City, even though I think they're a really tough team and they're really good, they've also shown a little bit of inconsistencies as well with the defense. They have some good players. They have Semenyo. They have Haaland. They have Rodri. They have Cherki. They have a bunch of guys there. They have Donnarumma. Like, they have some dogs there. But Bayern Munich, I mean, fucking, you have Lucho. You have Harry Kane. You have Olesi. I mean, yeah, you have so many fucking great players. You have the arguably one of the best goalies of all time, Manuel Neuer. Like you have so many fucking players on Bayern right now that are on one. Kimmich. I mean, you have some fucking dogs in Bayern, man. This team is stacked. This team is stacked. I think Bayern is the team to beat in Europe. Arsenal, let's see if they win the Premier League. I don't really trust them in the Champions League, and I have them making it all the way to the final. They've been very consistent. They've had some bad losses, but not that much. But I don't know. I'm going to go with Bayern winning it all. Obviously, that's just me not being biased and just having my true, honest opinion. Of course, if I'm just being biased, Real Madrid is winning it all, baby. We're not. We're not, though. We fucking suck, like I mentioned. Anyways, we are fucking pathetic. Real Madrid is going to lose to Manchester City in the round of 16, so I don't have to worry about that. Let's just talk about some more headlines. Let's just talk about some headlines here real quick. NBA current standings? Yes. Hello? Let's take a look at the NBA right now. With some scores. Why is it not like... Okay, well, I guess... Okay, well, I'm just going to show you the fucking thing. Why is it... Yo, I hate this shit. Like, this is so... Why does it have to change tabs and I have to, like, again, have to change the thing by itself? Buddy, I just have it on that screen. Don't change it. Don't change it. There it is. Now you can see my fucking screen again. Sorry about that. This is the current NBA standings at the moment. The Detroit Pistons at number 1, clear, 45-14. The Celtics at number 2. The Knicks at number 3, the Cavs at number 4, the Raptors at number 5, the Sixers at 6, the Magic at 7, the Heat at 8, the Hawks at 9, the Hornets are 10, and everybody else can enjoy Cancun. In the West, we have OKC at number 1, San Antonio at number 2, Houston at number 3, Minnesota at 4, Denver at 5, LA at 6, the Lakers at 6, the Suns at 7, the Warriors at 8, the Clippers at 9, the Blazers at 10, and then everybody else can enjoy and have a beautiful, relaxed fucking mojito in Puerto Rico. Anyways, that's just where we're at right now. We have some games going on as well. We only have 4 games today. Rockets, Wizards, gross, not the Wizards. Celtics, Bucks, yikes. Celtics whooping that ass. Rockets whooping that ass. Nuggets, Jazz. What are these mid-ass fucking games? All blowout day. Talk about blowouts incoming today. Shit. Clippers, Warriors, on Peacock, 10 p.m. I'll probably watch that game later tonight. Fuck it. We can do that. My Sixers are a decent team, but they're not going to do shit. The Lakers, they're mid as fuck. They can't defend, and my Miami Heat are mid as fuck as well. So yeah, man, we're really fucked. We really are. We're all over the place. Let's take a look at the current MLB standings for spring training. Yes, the MLB season is right around the corner. We have already officially entered spring training, and this is what it's looking like right now in the Cactus League. The Giants and the Dodgers are the 2 best teams. 8-2, 8-3. Then we have the Diamondbacks, the White Sox, the Rangers, the Reds, the Rockies, the Royals, the Guardians, the Brewers, the Mariners, the Angels, the Cubs, the Padres, and the A's are the worst team in the Cactus League. Now, in the Grapefruit League, we have the Pirates at number 1 right now, 9-2. The Braves and the Yankees at 8-2. Then we have the Nationals and the Mets at 5-3. The Red Sox and the Cardinals at 6-4. Orioles at 5-4. The Marlins at 4-6. Phillies at 3-6. Tigers at 2-6. Rays at 3-7. Astros at 1-6. And the Blue Jays and the Twins at 2-7. At the bottom, the Blue Jays are on a 6-game losing streak. The Yankees are on a 7-game winning streak. The Pirates are on a 5-game winning streak. Both the Diamondbacks and the Giants are on a 4-game winning streak. But it's spring training. Haven't really watched much. It's spring training, bro. Like, it's not really much to watch. I'm watching some games, but we have the World Baseball Classic coming up. So I'm just getting ready. It literally starts this week. But before we get to that, so we're done with MLB spring training. That's as of right now. Let's take a look at college basketball men's bracketology, ladies and gentlemen. Bracketology, because March Madness is up and coming in the next couple weeks. We will have brackets available 2 weeks from now. 2 Mondays from now, we will have brackets available. Right now, the best team, let me just make sure we have everything updated here. We have the best team right now, Duke, number 1. Indiana will be the last team in, and then California would be the first team out. So this is what the bracket would look like. Duke, Long Island, Iowa versus UCF. Miami would go up against Georgia. Interesting. Miami, 22-6. They've already clinched a spot in the tournament. Let's see if they can challenge Duke in the ACC championship. Let's see if they can do that in the tournament. We'll see how that goes. But we're automatically a top 4 seed in the ACC, so we're going to get a bye week. We're an automatic quarterfinalist. So if we want to win the ACC and clinch our ticket to the dance, we're going to have to beat Duke. So we'll see what Miami can do in the ACC tournament. They have like 2 more games. Excuse me, Jesus. I think they have a game tomorrow, and then they have a game on Saturday. And then after this week, it's tournament week. So then after tournament week next week, then we have officially Selection Sunday, and then bada bing, bada boom, the big dance. The first 4 games, the first round, second round, Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final 4, the National Championship coming up in April. Fucking amazing. March Madness, the best, one of the best events, best sporting events in the world. St. John's versus Yale would be the matchup. Alabama, Wilmington, High Point versus Virginia, South Florida versus Arkansas, North Carolina versus either Auburn or TCU, Nebraska, Navy, Louisville, Miami, Ohio, Kansas versus Austin, Peavy. In the St. Louis side of things, Utah State versus Texas A&M, Purdue versus Wright State, Iowa State versus Portland State, Wisconsin versus Mizzou, Arizona, Utah Tech. Utah Tech is where? 18-12. Okay. Interesting. St. Mary's, Clemson, NC State versus UCLA, UConn versus UMBC at the 16 seed. Oh my God. Remember last time they were a 16 seed, y'all, and they went up against the number 1 seed? Oh boy, UConn fucking stressing themselves. Yeah, they're not Virginia, but we'll see. And that's still a little concerning right there. This intrigues me. UMBC as a 16 seed, we've seen them do some absolute chaos. They may have had one of the most improbable fucking upsets in March Madness history. So seeing them right here seems very interesting. Tennessee versus Liberty, Texas Tech versus North Dakota State, Michigan State versus SF Austin, Vanderbilt versus Belmont. BYU would go up against San Diego State, Gonzaga versus UC Irving. Houston will go against ETSU, the Buccaneers, 21-9. Villanova will go up against Indiana or Santa Clara. St. Louis versus Texas, Florida versus Marshall, Kentucky versus SMU, and then Illinois versus Merrimack. So yeah, the last 4 byes would be Georgia, Mizzou, Texas A&M, Texas. Then the last 4 teams in would be Auburn, TCU, Santa Clara, and Indiana. The first 4 out right now is California, New Mexico, Ohio State, and USC. And then the next 4 out would be VCU, Virginia Tech, Seton Hall, and Cincinnati. There are currently 11 teams right now in the bracket in the SEC. In the Big Ten, we have 9. In the ACC and in the Big 12, we have 8. In the Big East and the West Coast Conference, we have 3, and in the Mountain West, we have 2. So the SEC is still dominating with a bunch of teams making it in. The women's bracketology, I want to see if Miami's there. I want to see if Miami is there because, obviously UConn is the best team, UCLA, but I want to see if Miami would make it. I don't know if Miami would make it. Miami, Ohio. 24-5. Even the women's team is not that bad. The men's team has been pretty good too. Miami would not make it. Miami's not even the last 4 by, last 4 in, not even the first 4 out or the next 4 out. Yeah, Miami's the women Miami's team is not that good, I guess. Not good enough. USC is not here. Where's USC? Damn. Where the fuck is USC? Oh, USC right here. 17-12. Yes, without Juju Watkins, it's been a up and down season, but shit. I haven't watched like any women's college basketball this season. I'll watch the tournament, but man, UConn is fucking ridiculous. They haven't lost a game. They have a perfect regular season. South Carolina still looks good. UCLA looks dominant as fuck. We'll see. UCLA, UConn, South Carolina. Those are going to be some fucking tough ass teams to beat. Texas, that's going to be another team to beat. We'll see what happens there, but should be interesting. Should be very, 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 very interesting. All right. Tyreek Hill. Let's just go over some news real quick. Tyreek Hill has officially been released by the Miami Dolphins. This was announced a couple weeks ago, so yeah, no surprise. He's out of here. He's 40-ounce bounced. He's out. He did not want to be here anymore. Why would he want to be a part of this shitty franchise? I don't blame him. He's out of here. Go be a hero somewhere, man. Go be a hero somewhere. Do your thing. Floyd Money Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. The rematch will be happening September 19th. God, why the fuck does it every time that I click, it has to my God, man. Come on. There we go. All right. Manny Pacquiao defeats, imagine, Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather will fight again. 2015 fight, mega blockbuster fight. This is probably the most highest grossing fight of all time. This one sold like the most pay-per-view sales on HBO, this and that. The rematch fight will be coming up in September 19th in Las Vegas at the Sphere on Netflix after 11 years since their first fight. This is insane. I mean, the announcements came just days after Mayweather announced his intentions to come out of retirement after following a exhibition against Mike Tyson in April and has signed a multi-fight partnership with SCI Sports Fight Sports. So he has a fight against Mike Tyson in April, another fight in June against some other dude, and then he has this Pacquiao fight. So Mayweather has 3 fights in 2026 already planned, all exhibition fights, and should be very interesting. And then Pacquiao came out of retirement last year. He fought the welterweight champion at the time, Mario Barrios, who just lost to Ryan Garcia not too long ago, like a week after. A week later, or not a week later after this fight, a week ago, excuse me. Ryan Garcia dominated Mario Barrios, by the way. Good fight. Yeah, he also, Manny Pacquiao is also going to be in an exhibition fight against Ruslan Nikov on April 18th, as well as in Vegas. So they're both going to fight back-to-back weekends, and then Mayweather's going to have a fight in June, and then they're going to fight both again September 19th. This is going to be a huge fight. A huge fight. It's obviously not going to be the same as the first one, but it's still going to be a huge fucking fight. The viewership is going to be insane. It's obviously different because it's not a pay-per-view. It's on fucking Netflix. So the viewership count is going to be way more. More legal streams, probably even, at that point now, for sure. Even if you're not going to buy Netflix, the illegal streams are going to go crazy that day. I think this fight's gonna do a lot of big numbers. It's gonna be on fucking Netflix, and it's 2 legendary fighters. Yes, they're way out of their prime. Yes, they're unks. Yes, why the fuck are they still boxing? Are they broke? And yeah, it could seem to me that people have been speculating that Floyd Mayweather is a broke ass motherfucker, and he just decided, you know what? I am gonna come out of retirement and fight so I can get a bag. Multiple bags. Maybe that's the case. I thought he was a fucking billionaire, or his net worth was worth up to $1 billion at one point years ago. But shit, who knows what he's been doing the last 10 years? His last mega fight was in 2017 against McGregor. So it's been 8 years. And he's had exhibition fights. He fought Logan Paul. He fought Deji. He fought a Japanese boxer a while back. He fought some other dude in Miami one time. And then it ended up in a brawl. I forgot his name, but he's had exhibitions then and there. But his last big paycheck was against McGregor. That was his last fight, his last professional fight. So back in 2017. So I'm excited. Is this like the fight that I really wanted to watch? No. But I mean, come on. I'm still going to watch this fight. Most people are going to watch it. Yes, you're going to fucking hate or whatever. And again, it just ties into the whole premise of what the fuck Floyd Mayweather is all about. Mayweather has made a notorious career of just Floyd Mayweather is maybe the greatest scammer of all time because people literally bought tickets to see this man lose. They literally bet money against Floyd, Money Mayweather himself. People would go to the fight and say, De La Hoya's going to whoop your ass. Pacquiao's going to whoop your ass. This motherfucker's going to whoop it. This motherfucker. That. And they all fucking lost. Five, 0, and 0. 50-0, perfect record, as we know. And that's part of Mayweather's, like, his image. His undefeated record, never lost a fight, impeccable defense, barely gets punched, gets touched, very rarely. So it's going to be a nitty-gritty fight to see what Pacquiao can do. If he could... But I'm kind of scared for Pacquiao. I don't know who I would have winning this fight, but I would lean a little bit towards Mayweather, just because we had that first fight there, which was a closer fight, but at that point, Mayweather did sort of dominate Pacquiao at that point. So I don't know if they would happen the same again in 2026. Oh, low key, I'm going to have to watch this. I'm going to have to watch the first fight again and see what I can take out of it. And also, I'm going to have to see Mayweather. I haven't seen, again, Mayweather I haven't seen Mayweather actually fight. I didn't see the Logan Paul Mayweather fight. I don't think so. I didn't see no, I saw that one. Never mind. I saw the Logan Paul Mayweather fight. I didn't see the Deji one or the Japanese boxer one where he fought some Japanese boxer and the other guy. So it's been a while since I've seen Mayweather fight. And again, it's been years, so I don't know how he's gonna come on the ring. How's he gonna look on the ring? Manny Pacquiao, at least he had a fight last year. I also didn't see that fight. It ended up in a draw. I got to rewatch that as well. See where we can stay. I don't have a certain opinion. I don't know. I don't have a prediction yet. I don't have my money on anybody right now, but just, big news. Big news to talk about. We have a big fight coming up in September. Big news coming up in September. Man. Unfortunately, another very unfortunate news from the NFL not a couple weeks ago relating to Rondale Moore, the former Vikings wide receiver and a former Purdue Boilermaker superstar. Rondale Moore has passed away at the age of 25. Why is it not popping up on my thing? There we go. Let's see. There we go. Now you guys can see it, right? Let me just make sure where we're at right here. I've been recording for almost an hour, so we're doing pretty good with time. Yeah. Just very unfortunate news with Rondale Moore. Just yeah, man. Just very unfortunate. Very unfortunate news with Rondale Moore, and apparently it was a self-inflicted gunshot wound that was the cause of his death. So it did seem like he did take his own life. Man, it's just, man, another player not too long ago with Marshall Keelan or Nealon taking his own life for the Dallas Cowboys. Just like a couple months into the regular season, that was really a really messed up and really dark moment for the Dallas Cowboys and a really bad day for the NFL. Just another guy, man, 25 years old, 25 years old. 25 years old, 25 years old, taking your own life. And he's been dealing with a lot of injuries and rehab and this and that, which could be definitely an effect or definitely a reason on how or why he may have taken his own life. But again, another situation where it's man, it's just so important to catch up with family. It's important to be able to be mentally strong and just have that perseverance and that fight in you naturally. Like, we all have to be like these people that just keep fighting and keep persevering and keep nothing can things can push us, things can put us to the ground, things can make us feel weak and and useless, and we're gonna have our dark days, we're gonna have our bad moments in life, we're gonna have our crucial mistakes, we're gonna have those times where things just are brutal, man. Doesn't matter if you have a blessed life or you don't have a life where you would say you have a better life than others. I mean, Rondale Moore, young, 25 years old, a guy that has spent a couple years in the NFL, 5 years in the NFL, was great in college, this and that, but still, being in the NFL, making millions of dollars, it's not an automatic trait for you to just. It's not something that just automatically goes away for your mental health, because your mental health clearly matters more and is crucial for you. It's crucial the way how you feel about certain things, how you persevere through that, you know. But obviously, it's very tricky, because obviously in situations like this, he has family members that cared about him. He has former players that reached out to him, and said, "Hey, man, like, I love you no matter what, man. Like, we're here for you, like this and that." And it's he has the blessing, he has the love, he has the respect, he has people that will fight for him and will support him no matter what. He has those people, and it's still not enough sometimes. And it's quite unfortunate that people still end up taking their own life, knowing that they still have people that will be supportive of them, and that they're not going to go anywhere. Because you would think in most predicaments, people that do end up taking their own life feel like they have nobody to rely on, and it's all on them, all on their own. But sometimes it's not the case. Sometimes people take their own lives because they feel like they need to find the solution themselves. And once they're done talking to somebody on the phone, or once they're by themselves, and they're by themselves with their own thoughts, that's where things get really fucking dangerous. Because yes, you could talk to your cousin, to your best friend, to your mom, to your father, to your grandmother, to your brother, whoever, and they can give you advice. They can tell you that they love you, this and that. But when you're by yourself and you're just simply thinking to yourself and having your thoughts take over your feelings, take over your body, your demeanor, everything, it gets really, really scary. And it could be really detrimental to what you do to yourself, with you ending up doing damage, doing harm to yourself, or doing damage or doing harm to others. Like, it's sad, man. Mental health is such a very vital thing that everyone should be open to This should be open to talk about it. It's definitely not the easiest thing, especially for a male. Men's mental health is pretty frowned upon for a lot of people in certain places. It's not all the time where you see men opening up and being vulnerable and being able to trust people around them to tell them all their personal information or things that they would want to share. But another thing is that you can tell people this and that, and you can have the love and the support, but you also want to help yourself get out of that. If you don't want to escape that, and you don't want to persevere, and your own brain, your own thoughts are getting into your head so much that you can't think of a solution, or you can't think of a way out of it, that's where it becomes really, really scary, man. And that's why, like, it's just so sad for those who fall under that pressure, who fall for that, they fail to realize that. And then of course others who, have survived, suicide attempts or those kind of incidences or episodes or whatever it is, and they persevere and they keep fighting. Those are some of the toughest and most bravest fucking people in the world. People who go and, like, it's not easy to just have those thoughts and just put it to the side, like, it's really messed up. Your brain is such a powerful thing that it can convince you that this is what it's supposed to be and that's what it's gonna be, but you don't even know that's if it's true or not. That's how people get delusional, because their own fucking brain tricks your brain, your own brain, your own thoughts can trick you, can manipulate you. And it's scary, man. It's really scary. I feel for Rondale Moore, and for his family and his friends and all his loved ones there. Just again and again, if you're struggling with mental health, make sure it's not just enough to talk to somebody. Yes, of course, that's like the number one thing that people say, for sure. Do that. You reach out. You have to talk to somebody, so someone knows that. So someone is aware that they're there to support you, that they're there to help you. And but it also, part of you needs to try to keep fighting, and find a solution, and just keep persevering. Yes, I'm going through this, but I want to be better. I don't want to be this. And the saying where tough times don't last, but tough people do. And that's 100% fucking facts. Like, people that are there for your hard times, there's nothing like it. There's nothing more special having those people around you. For people who will be there for your darkest and toughest times, doesn't matter what you're going through, those are the people that are going to fight with you, and are going to be there to support, and always going to be there to heal you up. But a part of you also needs to keep fighting. You don't want to just let it go and just let it take over you, and do damage, and take over. Like, that's where it gets really, that's where things get really, really scary. That's where things get really, really scary, and where a lot of people fall. And yeah, man, just sucks, man. Rest in peace to Rondale Moore. Again, condolences to his family, to his family members. If he had siblings or a wife or a girlfriend, yeah, man, just heartbreaking, man. Heartbreaking. Just heartbreaking, dude. But anyways, let's move on, man. Let's move on. I think we're gonna just finish it off with one more thing. I do want to talk about some album reviews, but I think I'll do that for the next episode or something related later for that. I kind of want to have more album reviews, talk about it more in depth in one video. So we'll just do the Baby Keem and the J. Cole album on another episode. The Winter Olympics, real quick. The men's hockey team won. The men's, women, and the men and the women's hockey teams both won gold at the Milan Winter Olympics. Norway, why the fuck is it? Why does it look like that? Okay. I'm freezing outside. My clothes is inside. Okay, well, I can't stop thinking about that. But, anyways, Norway ended up taking the most medals, 41 medals. I don't know why it's like black, so you can barely see. What the fuck is this? What is this? What is this? Google is fucking tweaking. Um, can I not see the medals? There we go. Much fucking better. Norway has 41 total medals, 18 gold, 12 silver, 11 bronze. The United States ended up second with 12 gold, 12 silver, and 9 bronze. 2 of the 12 went to hockey for the men and the women's team. Shout out to them. They won in hockey. This dude, Klæbo, from Norway, won 6 gold medals and was the most awarded Olympian in the Olympics. Got 4, 3 got 4. A couple of them got 3. A handful got 3 or 2. Yeah, I mean, fire, good shit. Elisa Louis, a figure skater that has taken the world by a storm. Everyone is obsessed with 20-year-old American / Asian figure skater Elisa Louis. Is it Louis or Lou? I think it's Louis. Phenomenon. She had a great Olympics, bringing in the first Olympic gold for the U.S. in women's figure skating in the last 24 years, since 2002. And yeah, and also she became the first U.S. woman to win the World Figure Skating Championships in 19 years. So breaking records, winning 2 gold medals in the Olympics, 20 years old. Girl as young as a motherfucker. She is bringing in the gold. She, she's been exuding confidence, and she's had some really good quotes in her performances. Figure skating is one of those sports where it's like, it's just more of like it's a mixture. Of course, it's based off of technique and like how they skate and this and that, but it's a choreography. It's literally a more, I guess, how do I say it? It's definitely something more, I guess it's just beautiful to see. I think it's just a more sophisticated way of seeing choreography and technique and skill all combined in figure skating. I think also her song choices is good, like did as well. I mean, obviously everyone's talking about that performance she did when she did with Stateside, the remix of the Pink Panther song with the Zara Larson, that whole part. Like everyone's talking about it. I had to see it a couple times. Hell yeah, it was definitely one of the bigger moments in the Olympics. She's probably the most talked about Olympian, definitely in America. Definitely in America, the most talked about Olympian for the whole Olympics. So shout out to Elisa Lou. Beautiful woman, beautiful girl. And she's doing her thing, man. It has the confidence at 20 years old. My goodness, she will be back in 2030 doing her thing at 24 years old. Imagine. I am 2 years, damn near 3 years older than her, doing a lot of great things. Doing a lot of great things already, 20 years old. I think also her style. I really like her appearance. She obviously also stands out to everybody else with her hair and like what is it, like the metal things on her teeth? Like she has a nice aura. She has this bubbly personality, but she has like this swag and aura to her. She's her joy is everywhere. Look at her fucking jumping up and down after winning the gold. But she talks, but she's not brash. She doesn't come across as, arrogant or anything. And also like she's a girly's girl, as the girls would say. She embraces girlhood, and she was very supportive of all the people who got in second and third place, who got the bronze and the gold and the silver. She was up there like cheering them on. Some of them were crying, and she was like, "No, girl, you did her thing. You won silver, bitch. Celebrate, celebrate. Let's jump up and down. Let's go." Like just a vibrant person. Just you're like, wow. You can sense it from your fucking TV screen and on social media. Only imagine in real life. You're just thinking, wow, this woman's a fucking angel. But yeah, shout out to Elisa Louie. Making all of America and the world proud. And also shout out to Chloe Kim, who won the silver in the which event was it? The half pipe? Was it the half pipe? Again, just found out not even too long ago, like a couple months ago. Yeah, in the half pipe event, she won the gold. She won the gold back in 2018. She was like 16 or 17 years old or whatever. No, 2018. She's 25 now. I think she's 25 now. In 2018, how old was she? 19 years old. No. 17 years old. 17 years old. She won the gold in snowboarding in the half pipe event. And then in 2022, she won back-to-back Olympic gold medals. She had recently come off of a shoulder injury, and she was basically almost on the verge of not participating in the Olympics, but she did, and she came back and won the silver. Yes, she did not win any gold. I think she only did like one event, but I mean, coming off of injury and winning the silver medal sounds nice. Sounds amazing. And Chloe Kim, another athlete that everybody was talking about, 25 years old, still popping off. Basically these Asian American women were doing they're doing their thing in the Olympics. I think like whether it's Chloe Kim, whether it was Suni Lee back in 2024, in the Olympics, and even in 2020, whether it's Elisa Louie, and also the other girl, the Chinese snowboarder, what was her name? Eileen Gu as well. I've heard she's 22 years old, literally like a month older than me. This woman is a fucking Barbie. She does it all. I heard a little bit about her. Very, very fucking smart woman. She basically, yeah, like she had a 1580 out of 1600 on her SAT. That's damn near a perfect score. She's a great fucking competitor. She's in the Time magazine for most influential people in the world. She's a speed skater. She also went to university and studied chemistry and biochemistry. She has a master's degree in biochemistry and biology in fucking Stanford University. This woman is literally the shit. This woman is fucking smart, and this is the woman that your parents tell you, hey, you gotta be like her. Like, I would hate to, like, let's say I was her sister, and I was not as successful or as rewarded as her. I would hate my parents because they would just be comparing her. Well, you look at your sister. Look at your sister doing so much, doing everything. She's literally a fucking Barbie, doing everything. She has the looks. She has the brain. She's fucking talented. I heard she also can sing and dance. Like, this woman could do fucking everything. That's what I've heard. And so yeah, but did she win? What did she win exactly in the Olympics? I don't know exactly what it was. I heard a little bit about her, but I didn't know exactly what did she win. What was her like events? What was the events that she did? She did win the she has 2 gold medals and a silver. And then those were from this year's events. But where is it? Where is the fucking shit? I mean, it says it right here. It says it 2026 Winter Olympics here. 2026 Olympics, blah 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 blah. Where is it? Where does it say what did she win? So she competed in the slope style, the big air, and the free ski half pipe. So she got a medal in all of them. She got a silver medal in both the slopes, the slope style and the big air, and then she won the gold medal in the half pipe. So Yeah. So she defended her title as well when she won it again in Beijing in 2022. When she was how old? Like 18? When she was 18? Um yeah. She was also the youngest Olympian champion in the freestyle skiing after winning gold medals in the big air and half pipe and a silver medal in the silver slope at the 2022 Olympics in Beijing. She's the first freestyle skier to win 3 medals at the single. I didn't see like any highlights or anything. I again the Winter Olympics. I just kind of see clips and stuff. I saw mostly hockey and curling. That was really what was really going. That was what I was really watching most of it. I didn't really watch much of the snowboarding or the skiing or the figure skating. I had to see it on YouTube. So I mean, I'm still catching up with the Winter Olympics, so like on YouTube, this and that. But those were pretty much the most important, most you know, congratulations to everybody. Congratulations to everybody who won a medal. Represented their country. It's the Olympics. It's an honor to be in the fucking Olympics anyway. So, but ladies and gentlemen, that was that for the Winter Olympics. It's over. The Winter Olympics is done. The next biggest sporting event is coming up in a couple of days, and yes, sir, we are here to finally talk about the World Baseball Motherfucking Classic. Ladies and gentlemen, your boy is going to make his bracket. Yes, sir. Your boy is going to make the motherfucking bracket. Your boy is going to make the motherfucking bracket. Yes, motherfucking ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Hold on. Yes, ma'am. Who am I talking to? Myself? All right. I'm calling myself a woman. What is this? What's going on here? Anyways, so this is how we're gonna wrap up this podcast episode. How long have we been recording already? Let's just take a look here. An hour 21. Okay, let's make it like an hour 35. Let's see. But let's get to it. So we have the bracket. We have Pool A, Pool B, Pool C, and Pool D. But before we get into that, let's take a look at the games. Let's look at the standings. Let's look at the standings and look at the teams in each pool. So right now, these are the teams in each pool. We have Canada, Colombia, Cuba, Panama, and Puerto Rico in Pool A. They'll be playing in San Juan. In Pool B, they'll be playing in Houston. Teams like Brazil, Great Britain, Italy, Mexico, and the United States. In Pool C, which will be hosted in Tokyo, which features Australia, Chinese Taipei, Czech Republic, Japan, and Korea. And then Pool D, which will be hosted in Miami, Dominican Republic, Israel, Netherlands, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. So again, the top 2 teams in each pool will move on to the quarterfinals, and then that's when I'll get to my bracket, and then we'll do the brackets there. So let's look at Pool A and C, which are the teams that I will have. So I'm going to rank them from 5 to 1. And then again, from the top 2, I'll do the brackets, and then we move on forward. So in Pool A, we have Canada, Colombia, Cuba, Panama, and Puerto Rico. This is going to be an interesting pool here because, I mean, Cuba is a team that I think could make some noise, but they don't have that much talent on the pitching. I think they have some really good hitters. I think they have a decent amount of good hitters, but they're not as good as the previous teams, previous Cuban teams in the past. Panama could be a sneaky team. Don't know much about Panama, but I think they could be a sneaky team. Last year they made it pretty far. I think they were in the quarterfinals last year or in the semis. I think we beat them in the semis. I think we blew them out, but we made it all the way to the semis. I think. So Panama, I mean, they could be a sneaky team. Colombia, I don't know. I think they have some good pitchers. They have some good hitters as well, decent hitters, but I don't know. I don't know if Colombia's really going to make it far. I'm rooting for them, though, and I still might have them advancing. Canada is a sneaky team, too. Canada has some good prospects, and they have some players that could take it up a notch. Bo Naylor, Josh Naylor, they have some studs there. Puerto Rico, though, they're the team that I think needs to be the number 1 team coming out of Pool A. I think Puerto Rico moves on. I think that they're going to be the best team coming out of this group. But from 5 to 1, what do I rank them? I think I'm going to go with I think. Oh my god. I don't know. I'm gonna be biased. I'm not gonna lie, man. Fuck it. I don't give a fuck if I'm wrong with Pool A, but fuck it. I'm gonna go with Puerto Rico at number 1, Colombia number 2. I don't think they have the roster compared to Cuba or Panama or even Canada, but fuck it. They're gonna have to get some upsets and they'll somehow prevail. Fuck it. Why not? Let's just get the madness out the way. Puerto Rico will be number 1. Colombia will be number 2. Panama will be number 3. Cuba will be number 4, and then Canada will be number 5. Damn. Canada at the bottom is kind of crazy, but I think that's how I'm feeling. I'm going to go with Puerto Rico and Colombia. And then I have Panama, Cuba, Canada. In Pool B, Brazil, I mean, they were the last team, I think, to qualify for the World Baseball Classic. It's nice, but it's soccer. Soccer is football is the sport in Brazil. I don't know if they're gonna really be doing much, so I'm gonna have to put them at the bottom. I'm gonna put them at 5. Great Britain also, they're whatever. They have Josh Chisholm and some other guys, I guess. So I don't know if they're really gonna do much. I'll put them at number 4. Italy, I put them at number 3. They're a solid team. I think they can make some upsets here. They could challenge Mexico or the U.S., but I do think ultimately, I think it's already in order, but from low to high. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think Mexico's number 2, and then of course the United States at number 1. We have the stacked team that we have an unbelievable team, but Mexico can definitely give us a big challenge. Their pitching looks lit, looks really good. In Pool C, we have Australia, Chinese Taipei, Czech Republic, Japan, and Korea. At number 5, I'm gonna have to go with Czech Republic. They don't really have that much talent there in the major league talent there. So let's see how much that they'll go there for Czech Republic. I'll put them at number 5. At number 4, I'll go with Australia. I think Australia's a decent team. They have some young guys there. They have Travis Benzana. Could be nice. Could be good. Could break out there for them. They have some decent pitchers, but I don't know if they're really going to do much against Japan or Korea or even Chinese Taipei. Chinese Taipei, they were not that good last time, but I think they'll be better this time. I think I'll have them at number 3. And then I'll have number 2, I'll have South Korea, and then number 1, Japan. I think Japan is a really good team. They're hitting. Their lineup is unbelievable. Their pitching is okay, though. I don't think their pitching is that crazy. They have Yamamoto. They have a couple other guys, but everybody else is just eh. So I don't know. I think that the weak side of it's going to be the pitching. So we'll see how that goes for Team Japan, but I think they still are going to take this group. In Pool D, in Miami, we have Dominican Republic, Israel, Netherlands, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. I think I'm going to go with Nicaragua, number 5. I guess they could make a move. Could get one win here, but they'll be lucky. Same with Israel. I think maybe they can get lucky to beat Nicaragua or Netherlands maybe for a win here, but it's really easy. I think Nicaragua number 5, Israel number 4, Netherlands at number 3. Between number 1 and 2, between Dominican Republic and Venezuela is going to be tough. I think I'm going to go with Dominican Republic at number 1. I'm going to go with DR at number 1 and then Venezuela number 2. Yeah, I think that's how I'm going to do it. So yeah, just to recap: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we have our 8 teams. Boom. You got that? Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Okay, can we go back to the bracket? Can we go to the bracket? There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the bracket. So in Pool A, at number 1, I have Puerto Rico, and then I have Colombia. In Pool B, for number 1, the United States, and then we have Mexico getting second place. And then in Pool C, number 1, we have Japan, and number 2, we have South Korea. In Pool D, we have Dominican Republic, and then we have Venezuela getting number 2. So now we are in the quarter motherfucking finals. Next, to start the matchup here, Colombia versus the United States. The two countries that me and my family represent. Oh, fuck. This is going to be rough to watch. For Colombia, I love Colombia. If this was soccer, I will definitely be rooting for Colombia. If this was football, if this was the World Cup, for sure going for Colombia. Not even close. But we happen to have the best players in the world on the United States team. So, I'm sorry, Colombia. You meet your fate in the quarterfinal. If you guys even move on to the quarterfinal, I'm being nice and picking you guys to move on to the knockout stage. A lot of people are not picking them to make it this far. So, I'm being nice and I'm being biased. So, I hope you guys can get some good games. You could win 2 or 3 games in the group and, move on to the quarterfinal, get second place, and maybe have to go up against the U.S. I want to see that game. Colombia versus U.S., I would love to see the game. I know the U.S. is going to whoop that ass, but fuck it. I would love to see the game. It don't matter to me. Next, we have South Korea versus Dominican Republic. This should be a good game, but I think ultimately DR, they are loaded on both sides. Pitching, incredible. They're literally like all the players that they have. I mean, like, what are the fucking players that they have? Let me just kind of look at it again real quick for the World Baseball Classic. They have fucking. Man, who do they have? They have fucking. Look at this, guys. They have Vladimir Guerrero Jr. They have Ketel Marte, Geraldo Perdomo, Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr., Julio Rodriguez, Juan Soto. In the rotation, they have Servino, Christopher Sanchez, Brian Bello, Sandy Alcantara. In their bullpen, they have Sir Anthony Dominguez. They have fucking Bazoban. They have Alvarado. They have Estevez, Duvall, Abreu, Ubre. They fucking are loaded. They are fucking loaded. In Korea, their projected lineup, they have, who do they have? Hyung Sung Kim. They have Jahmai Jones, Jung Ho Lee, Shea Whitecomb, Do Young Kim. They have some good, and the rotation's also nice with Jo Young Sung, Hyung Jin Ryu, Ben Guak. Their bullpen not too familiar with, but maybe they could do something. I'm still gonna go with the Dominican Republic here. Mexico versus Puerto Rico. This is gonna be this should be a really good game. Mexico versus Puerto Rico. Mexico, who do they got here? They have and Randy Arozarena. They have Jared Durant, for what I know. They have Luis Urias. Their catcher, let me see. They have Alejandro Kirk as their catcher, Alec Thomas in center field, Nick Gonzalez at second base. Their rotation right now is looking like Javier Hassad and Taiwan Walker. That could do something, but they have Andrew Munoz in the bullpen. They have Geraldo Reyes and fucking Robert Garcia in the bullpen. They have some dogs in the bullpen with Team Mexico. It's going to be very interesting to see how that happens with Puerto Rico. But that matchup is going to look wild. Their lineup is also pretty good, too. They have Maldonado at catcher. They have Arenado at third. Elia Ramos, Brian Torres. They have Eddie Rosario, Willie Castro, Rivera at first base. The rotation, they have Jose Barrios. They have Seth Lugo. They have Elmer Rodriguez, Rivera. In their bullpen, they have Jorge Lopez, Moran, Rico Garcia, Edwin Diaz, Fernando Cruz, Angel Reyes. Honestly, not a bad squad, but I think Mexico has a little bit more depth in the bullpen, slightly. And I think maybe their lineup could be pretty tricky. I think I'm going to go with Mexico here. I think I'm going to have to go with Mexico in this part. Venezuela versus Japan. Should be another good fucking game as well. Venezuela's looking like they have Salvador Perez and Eugenio Suarez, Michael Garcia, Andres Jimenez, Luis Arias, Ronald Acuna Jr., of course, Jackson Churio. Their bullpen, they have Guzman, Buto, Bondero, Sanchez, Serpa in their rotation. They have Marquez, they have Rodriguez, Paulo Lopez, and then Ranger Suarez. They have a really good they have a good lineup and they have a good rotation as well. For Team Japan, again, the pitching is kind of like the iffy part. Aside from Yamamoto and Yusei Kikuchi, Ito and Kitayama, we'll see how they do. And the bullpen is just a bunch of guys. Masumoto maybe could do something. We'll have to see about everybody else. But of course, having Otani, Murakami, Maki, Seiya Suzuki, Masataka Yoshida, I mean, their lineup is fucking loaded. They have fucking hitters, man. They have Genda, Suzuki Kenda. They have some fucking dogs on the lineup, but it's just the pitching. It's just like, I don't know. They're going to have to really rely on Yamamoto or Kikuchi. Literally the bullpen definitely has to play well because they could sell. They could sell some games. So we'll have to see what Japan can do there. Ultimately, against Venezuela, I think. I don't know, man. I think, fuck it. Venezuela's gonna make it. I really don't give a fuck. I'm sorry, Shohei Ohtani, you did it. I just don't know with that pitching, and also the defense. I don't know if the defense is really all that good either. But the line, they're just gonna have to rely mostly on their offense. If that's the case, then I think Venezuela can definitely go through. Venezuela is a team that could make a run. And Japan, this isn't the best Japanese team assembled. This isn't the same team that won it, 3 years ago. So it's not as deep. So I just don't know if they're gonna have that success like they did last time around. I mean, I still could see them easily make the semifinal, but the matchup is just bad, man. Against Venezuela, I think it's gonna be tough. Okay, but now we're in the semifinals. USA versus Dominican Republic. I know Dominican Papi. The US. Let's look at this fucking lineup real quick. We have Cal Riley as our catcher, Bryce Harper at first, Gunnar Henderson at second, Bobby Witt Jr. at shortstop, Bregman at third, Roman Anthony at left field. Center field, we have Bryson motherfucking Byron Buxton, Aaron motherfucking Judge at right field. Our rotation is looking like Paul Skeens, Tarek Skubal, Logan Webb, and Joe Ryan. Holy fuck. And our bullpen, Brad Keller, Clayton Kershaw, David Bednar, Clay Holmes, Mason Miller, love Mason Miller, Michael Waka, Griffin Jacks, Garrett Whitlock, Garrett Clevenger, Gabe Spear, Matthew Boyd. There is depth everywhere. The lineup is ridiculous. The rotation is really good. The bullpen is fucking good. This team is stacked. This U.S. team is fucking stacked. Who's starting in the first game? Let me see. The probable starter is going to be Logan Webb on Friday. So the U.S., their first game is on Friday. March 6th against Brazil at 8 p.m. in Houston. And it looks like Logan Webb is going to make the first start. And then Tarek Skubal is going to play the second game against Great Britain. And then Paul Skeens against Mexico. Ooh, that's going to be a good one. Monday at 8 p.m. March 9th, next Monday. Oof, that's going to be a good one. Let's look at Dominican Republic, their lineup here. Again, man, with Guerrero, with Tatis, with Soto, with Machado, Perdomo, Marte, Rodriguez. This is another fucking stacked lineup, but ultimately I'm going to have to go with the United States here. They're just deep in the bullpen, in the rotation, and the lineup is ridiculous. I mean, yes, you don't have Trey Turner, which, I mean, it's not really like that much of a big fucking deal. You still have some of the best players in the world in that Team USA team, but the fact that they never really considered to have Mike Trout or Trey Turner to play for this team kind of bummy, but who knows if they weren't going to bring the same pressure that they were bringing last tournament that they would in this tournament, especially fucking you have Aaron Judge now, Aaron Judge can finally hit a home run in the World Baseball Classic. Like, that's going to be fucking amazing. Like, let's hope that he can hit one, and let's hope he can play well, because Aaron Judge, I mean, this is the biggest tournament that Aaron Judge has ever been in. I mean, he's been in the World Series, but he hasn't played great in the World Series. So let's see if he can actually step up in this fucking Aaron Judge. I mean, I'm excited for you. I ordered a shirt. So you better be fucking playing your best fucking baseball ever. Now, second semifinal game, we have Mexico, Venezuela. Yeah, let's look at Mexico's rotation again. Just looking really nice as well. Hassad, Walker, and Rangel. But their lineup is also good, man, with Kirk, or Ortiz, Alec Thomas, Jaron Duran, Rowdy Tellez, man, Rosarena, Aranda. Their bullpen is deep. But Venezuela, man, Venezuela also has they have a better lineup, I think. And the rotation is a little bit deeper. Bullpen, I think I'll still give it to Mexico. Oh, fuck, man. I think Venezuela could really do some damage here. And Venezuela, they gave us problems, man. Honestly, if it wasn't for fucking Trey Turner, I'll be honest with you, with this Venezuela team, if it wasn't for fucking Trey Turner hitting that grand slam to take us that lead in the 8th inning, we probably would have lost that game to Venezuela in the quarterfinals last tournament. Like, Venezuela was that deep of a team. We just had the right guy at the right time, make an amazing fucking play, and I'm not gonna say we got lucky, but we definitely got blessed a little bit of that luck just to be able to prevail over Venezuela, because Venezuela, their fucking lineup is deep. It's just we have the better pitching, so I don't know. It's a good matchup if this would be the final, but against Mexico, oof, fuck, man. I think Venezuela's going to do some damage, man. I think Venezuela's going to do a lot of fucking damage. You know what? Fuck it. And you know what sucks? Because U.S. versus Dominican Republic, that could be a final in itself. That's literally a final in itself. I would love for that to be a final in itself, but I'm going to have to go with USA versus Venezuela. And I would have loved to see USA versus Mexico either, but I'm gonna have to go Venezuela slightly. Ooh, I'm just liking this Venezuelan team. I don't think a lot of people are. I think a lot of people are maybe having them make the knockout round, but not win it all. I think most people just kind of have them quarterfinalists or semifinalists, but I could see them definitely making it to the final. And I think it's gonna take a lot of effort though to knock out Mexico, to knock out Japan, to knock out Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, all those teams. It's going to be tough to prevail from all those teams to get to the final. It's going to be tough. But I think the final is going to be USA versus Venezuela. And, well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think it should be as much of a surprise here of who I'm going to be picking. But it's, of course, going to be the United States of America to the republic for which it stands, under one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stay standing for a moment of silence. Well, anyways, you come on. Did you really think I was gonna pick any other fucking team? Did you really think I was gonna pick another fucking team? Come on. Did you really think I was gonna pick another team? Of course not. I think this is the best Team USA lineup ever, maybe. This is probably their best pitching staff. I think this is the best team overall. I think like there's no way that they would not win this. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. If they don't win this, I think it's gonna be really bad. I think it's gonna be really bad if they don't win this. Not to say that that Venezuela or Dominican Republic or Japan or Mexico are not teams that are worthy of winning as well, because those would be the other teams to win if the U.S. doesn't get the job done. But dude, if we don't win, that's gonna be really disappointing. Like, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be pretty bad. I think shit. Entering the season, people are gonna be like, "Damn, the regular season about to begin a week after the tournament ends," and people are just gonna be like, "Are we fucking serious?" Like, it's gonna be pretty rough if we can't get the job done. It's gonna be tough. Venezuela and Mexico, those are some tough teams. Japan, but I think our path is good to go. I think our path is there. I have the Team USA winning. I'm I'm getting the merch hopefully tomorrow. I'm getting the hat, the U.S. hat, the Aaron Judge hat, or not the U.S. hat, the Columbia hat, and also the U.S. Aaron Judge shirt. I also should be getting my Columbia shirt, but I think it got delayed till the following week. So, shit, dude. I guess I have to wait extra for that. But, anyways, that is it for today's episode. All sports, no music. I could go more into depth with the music thing, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm not even gonna do that. For the next episode, I'll talk more about my on repeat playlist on Spotify. I'm gonna be reviewing the Casino Baby Keem album, the J. Cole Fall Off album, which by the way I also ordered the vinyl, the blue disc vinyl for it. So I should be getting that at some point, hopefully. Anytime soon. Super excited to get that. And yeah, more albums to listen to, more albums to review. So I gotta get shit done. So I will be doing those podcast episodes later on, talk about music and this and that. But that is that. I will see you guys in the next video. I have more reaction videos coming up, but then we do a couple more reaction videos in a bit. But I just want to get this podcast out the way. I didn't do it over the weekend. I kind of wanted to wait a little bit more. I think Mondays, should be the day to do it. I kind of choose to do it right after the weekend or right before the weekend. So I think Monday or Fridays would be probably like the best time to record videos for the podcast. So let's see how I can manage that. But hey, it's March 2nd and I already did my first episode of the month. This is my 5th episode of the year so far. So not too bad. Definitely a better start than last year. Definitely got to be more consistent uploading videos. Got to be more consistent. But I got to upload the second half of the J. Cole project reaction today. And I got to do a TikTok as well. Got to be consistent with that. So I will get to that. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in a bit. Take care and peace out, my friends.